It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and there's no love lost between these NFC North foes. It's the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings. All that and more coming up next.
U.S. Bank Stadium holds just under 70,000 spectators, and they've come out in full force for this one. A fantastic atmosphere here in Minneapolis. Today, it's a black and blue matchup in the NFC North between the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings. And a welcome in, everybody, with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, so much. Brandon Gaudin alongside the one and only Charles Davis. And CD, lots of compelling storylines in a game like this. Let's take a look at some of the numbers for these two offenses.
And I'm glad you brought up the numbers because sometimes it's hard to quantify a team's performance solely by judging the numbers. But I think with these two teams, what you see is a pretty accurate representation of who they are.
The Vikings offense coming out for the first time, and in his 5th season leading this crew, coming off his 3rd career Pro Bowl nod, Kirk Cousins. And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there. 5 yards on the game's first play, 2nd down. Cousins gives way to Cook. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And this will be a Vikings 1st down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line. Faced with their first 3rd down conversion opportunity and able to punch it through and pick it up on the ground.
And to me, doing it on the ground sends a different type of a message than throwing the football. And, you know, let's face it, we've done a lot of games together. How often have we seen 3rd down turn into an automatic passing down no matter what the yardage?
Yeah, and last thing you want, that opening drive to go 3 and out. You got everything scripted, lined up. Let's get some points on the board. They're able to avoid that 3 and out. Cook up the gut. Room here to run. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Vikings.
When you play a runner with these talents, you've got to be able to wrap up and get him on the ground. Or the first person who gets there, hold him up long enough for the next wave to get there and get him down. Otherwise, he will continue downfield and find pay dirt.
Joseph connects on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. 5 plays there on that drive, and it's capped off by the touchdown run coming from Dalvin Cook. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. This is taken just shy of the 10. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Detroit gets set to go on offense, and it will be the 7th-year pro out of Cal, Jared Goff, leading the attack in his 2nd season as a Lion. On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here, 2nd down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now a toss for Swift left side. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. Give him a loss of 6 yards, and it brings up 3rd down. Not an easy spot here. We'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the 1st. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down. And this returnable for Rager. Found good room to run there. Returns at 14 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Vikings taking the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he'll work this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
That is caught by Thielen. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. After 7-0 on EA Sports. 2nd quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
That could have been a huge play, but give the defender credit. Stayed calm, stayed collected, and kept himself in a position to make a play on the ball without a penalty.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Draw play, Cousins to Cook. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And the Vikings have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Joseph on for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it's capped off by the touchdown run coming from Dalvin Cook. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. This one taken just inside the 10. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive, but at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer, and make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Still 2nd quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began, thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
And he's taken down. Back in his own 7. Say hello to Eric Kendricks. He gets the sack there. When you're down a couple of scores like this, CD, you can't afford too many plays that go in the wrong direction like that one.
Yeah, when you take a good look at it broadly, sacks are better than giving up an interception. But where they are on the scoreboard, they've got to get rid of all of that and just create positive plays for themselves in order to have a chance.
And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. It's a punt return touchdown of 56 yards. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Joseph now to have the PAT. And it is now 21-0. So his big play capability in full display there as he's able to return that punt for a touchdown. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. And Detroit getting set to go now. Still in the 1st half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this 1st half of action.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run. But for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Now a dump off here complete. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Line of scrimmage again to 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Goff. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they're going to bring this one back. It's a fumble return, a scoop and score for the Vikings.
Charles, they are putting on a show right now. I mean, with that fumble return for the touchdown, you think about the size of this advantage. Heck, it's a 4-score game right now, and we're still in the first half.
And that has to be the highlight, Brandon, with how infrequently we see fumbles return to the house. But if you are inclined to pick this as the game signature play so far, you do have no shortage of alternatives to select from. This has been nothing short of a clinic, and as noted, we still have a half a ball to play.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Detroit's offense ready to take over. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Goff now looks to throw.
And that's out to the flat for Swift.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be 2nd down. Play action. It's Goff. And this on the right side. Field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. Here's Goff. And that is incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
This is taken at the 23.
Well, a solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards.
And that will come the offense as they take over. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. Cousins. Catch is made here by Irv Smith Jr. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Cousins. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
As a coaching staff, you can call just about whatever you want because you understand you have guys who reliably take away those massive shots downfield. You're not as worried about giving up the big one.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Textbook coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Picked by Jeff Okudah.
And the Lions are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he's going to lose yardage. Not that it matters as the final seconds tick away. So we've reached halftime here in Minnesota with the Vikings on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome everyone to our brand new studios here in downtown Orlando in the EA Sports Halftime Report. First, though, a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for the Lions.
We now proceed to the start of the second half.
Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks. Yeah, that's something to consider. Are we in for more one-way traffic here in the second half? It has not been a competitive game to this point. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback.
The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3.
And we'll see, Charles, if they had a chance to hit the reset button at halftime. They have not scored. They're facing this big deficit. And if they're going to come back, it's going to have to start right now.
Yeah, and for them, it's not dwelling in the negative because, yes, they were totally ineffective in the first half. But we've seen many games that have flipped around in the second half. It all starts with this drive right here. They get something good going, put some points on the board, they begin to have hope.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Gone. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And taken right on the 30. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
They start the drive with Cook. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And he's got room. 20. For touchdown, Vikings.
Teams always want to send messages. I think that was quite a statement there to start the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, less than a minute in. Already that quick, long strike. They are setting the tone for the second half. Joseph on for the extra point. And he's been a busy man. 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So 2 plays on that scoring drive. That's how they drew it up. And a long run into the end zone, and what a run it was.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over.
The disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. They have not put up a single point, and on the other side, the points keep piling up and up and up.
So you know the frustration level has to be rising, right? So they've got to find a way to quell that because otherwise they certainly won't get anything done in this one. Keep diving deeper into the offensive playbook. The bottom line is don't quit competing.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points.
That's going to be caught by Josh Reynolds.
And he is going to have the Lions 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. On 1st and 10, it's Swift.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Goff now, the throw.
They'll try and set up the screen to Swift.
And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's 3rd down.
Come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the 1st.
Throwing on 3rd. Goff. The open man is Shark. It's complete. And in for the Lions touchdown. DJ Chark, 55 yards.
And the Lions are able to at least get 1 score back.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. That time a 6-play drive.
And it's DJ Chark who finishes it off with a touchdown reception.
And a couple yards deep, he'll go to a knee. He won't return it. And they'll take it out to the 25.
Dalvin Cook taking the field for the Vikings' next possession.
He's had a touchdown for every quarter so far. 3 here in the third, and probably hoping he's not done yet.
And this is a situation where it's okay to be greedy. And you've already scored 3 times. You want 4. You want more than that. And guess what? That only helps your team.
Yeah, so far 3, now in search of 4.
On second down, it's Cook again.
And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. So both teams trade touchdowns in the third as we're through 3 quarters of play.
This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Here's Cook again. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. Wow, 185 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he's got some space here. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we haven't been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
And Detroit getting set to go now.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Now it's gone.
And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. Goff now looking to throw. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Here comes the Lions punter now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. And now out comes Minnesota.
They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the fourth quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted, so they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Hey.
And now off to the races, down the right side. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Even though they've got this big advantage, Charles, they are not taking their foot off the gas pedal right now.
Well, I think what we're seeing is the result of all their great preparation and great practice time during the week. And even though it seems like this is a great chance to pull people back and maybe, not try and score a few more times, they don't want to do that. I think they're enjoying what they're seeing, the collective effort, and they want to play it all the way out.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss.
And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Detroit's offense ready to take over.
They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that, and coaches want to.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them play it straight, do all the right things, but these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
Joseph now to have the PAT. And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the second extra point he's missed so far.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
So here come the Lions now. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to let that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.